Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So some very exciting news for you today. We've sold our house. It has been a long process, a long time coming. There's been highs and lows and changing of plans and whatnot, so I'll explain everything that's happening. Just give you a bit of a life update as well while I'm here about what's going on and how things are going to progress over the next few months or so. So yeah, we've sold our house. That's obviously our biggest news. Been keeping it very much under wraps because there has been so many points where it just seemed like everything was going to fall through, and well, it did, to be honest with you. So last July we went and saw a house that we really liked. We really like this house. I do really like it. It's the one that we moved into when we were married. We've had kids here, but it's just kind of outgrowing us, or rather we've outgrown it. And last July we were like, do we take the plunge and go for a house? In fact, last year at the start of the year when we were like, do we go for a bigger house or do we extend? I just felt like extending wasn't the option for us, and we were looking at actually building again, but obviously COVID hit us and we backed out at the last minute before we really quite even started with that. So that idea was completely shelved, which now I'm glad at. I'm glad we didn't go down that option. I think it just would have been too stressful building again. So in July, we left things as it were. Obviously I lost my job, and then in July a house came on the market, or knew that by now, a house that was coming on the market just in the same area as well. It was obviously a detached house and we were really excited about it. We got an offer accepted and the condition was that we had to sell our house by the 1st of May, I think it was. Yeah, 1st of May. And so everything went fan-dabby-dozy and we was all excited, started to make plans, thinking about what we would need. And we said, right, well, we don't have to, you know, although we have to sell our house by the 1st of May, there is not a rush almost, so we thought it would sell quite quickly. And so we put our house on the market after, well, in fact, I think it was like mid-January we put it up, thinking that everything would be okay, it would sell really quick, and lockdown happened and it just completely annihilated the housing market up here. Nobody was buying, nobody had any confidence in buying, and sadly that completely didn't sell before our time. So we were really gutted, and as obviously time got on to, you know, the last couple of weeks, it was kind of obvious that we were going to lose the house, and it was really disappointing. It got to the point where, obviously as I say, it's in the same area, we couldn't even walk past it because we felt like really gutted every time seeing it. So yeah, it wasn't nice, and yeah, it just wasn't nice. It was disappointing. So at that point we were like, what do we do? Do we keep the house on the market? Do we just take it off? Do we wait and see if something else comes up? You know, we're in complete turmoil about what to do. Really had no clue. And somebody had mentioned that there was an empty house around the corner, something that we had known about but kind of hadn't really known it was still empty, and hadn't even thought of it as an option. And we were like, oh, come on, we'll go and have a look around. Had a walk around and we were like, oh, it's a bit bigger than we thought. It's a bit more it was just kind of perfect, really. So kind of deliberated it, and you know, wasn't really sure and was waiting to see what was happening with the other house, because obviously had that house still been available we would 100% have taken it. But as I say, or as many people have said to me, you know, what is meant to be is meant to be, and it turned out that that house was just not meant to be, and it's sad, but it's someone else's house and we have a new one. So the house that was like plan B right at the last minute has come through, and we are moving in 2 weeks. So we are really excited. A detached house. This is like our dream house. I've always wanted a detached house. I don't know why. When we moved in here, obviously it's semi-detached. We were just being very cautious, and we thought at some point we could extend. And as I say, we outgrew it, and for everything that I wanted to do, it just felt like a mountain of stuff I wanted to change about it. So it just felt like the right time to move on. So yeah, we are moving in 2 weeks. Already started packing up, but obviously having to get a crack on and get that done. We can start moving things over, so that's good. It's a brand new house that has been sitting empty for a long time. So everything's brand spanking new. We didn't get to pick anything because it was already in, but I wasn't sure of the kitchen that was chosen when I first saw it, but I think over time I'm actually really starting to like it, and I'm so excited. There's so much light in the kitchen, and that's the one thing I wanted. I'm so excited to have so much like daylight and light coming into the kitchen. But like a novelty, because I've just never had that. We just, unfortunately, the way that the sun goes around our house, the kitchen just doesn't get any light. So I am super excited to show you all. The carpets are going in next week, and after that we will just kind of slowly start moving things over, so that basically it's just the big items to move over on the day. I have filmed an empty house tour, so you will get to see it soon, completely empty. It is gonna be like a project house. I'm quite excited to take my time on it. We're not in a rush to do it all up. There's certain rooms that I want to look at first, get them finished, mainly the kids' room and maybe our bedroom, but like the living room I'm just going to take my time over. Obviously want eventually to get a new sofa. I would like to get a new bed, and then obviously James will need toddler furniture and that, so kind of getting away from the nursery, but he's still in the cot, so we'll leave that for the moment. So yeah, that is our news. I am so excited to get in now. It very much has been a case of it, what is meant to be, and I think it's been a long, very stressful process, and even up to the last minute we were terrified that it would all fall through. Really scary in fact, and there's just been so much highs and lows, but there just feels like there has been a chain of events that have made us get this house, and it feels like it's our dream house. It's our final house. I know a lot of people say you'll never move again. Well, I ain't moving again unless I downsize in some way along 10, 20, not even that 10, along 30, 40 years down the line. I ain't moving from here. This is the forever home. It is pretty much our dream home actually. It's got so much space and light, and it's the kind of thing that we can just take our time over, pick our own thing, room colours and everything like that. So I'm so excited to get in, show you, and yes, so that is our biggest news. I don't really have any other news. Obviously I started my job, I think it's like 10 weeks 10 weeks ago, and I'm just absolutely loving it. It is very hard work, obviously working full time and looking after 2 kids and a house, and obviously a house move on top of that. But I 100% feel like I'm glad I did it, and it's the right thing to do, and it has given me so much confidence. I felt like in my last job my confidence got really pulled from that, and I just feel like it's pulled my confidence up so much working here, to the point that I've actually gotten a little promotion. It's just a little step up the ladder, and I'm really chuffed about it. I've worked really hard, and honestly, again, even just getting that is a bit of a confidence booster, so I'm really, really chuffed about that. Yeah. Well, I suppose that is a little bit of news in the homework, but yeah, it's doing really well. We seem to be in a good routine. The kids seem to be okay, they're doing not too bad, and Craig's obviously working away. Obviously quite a lot still going on with COVID, but we are working away. Getting out the house and socialising and speaking to people is definitely improved my mental health a huge amount. Like, I feel like a different person. In fact, actually since March last year. So yeah, that's that. The kids are doing amazing. Olivia's just about finished nursery for the summer. She's got 7 weeks off. She's done really well over these last few weeks. Obviously she hasn't quite started with a childminder, and she has very much been a bit bobbing here and there, so I think it's definitely taken its toll on her, but she has done amazing. She's coped really well, and yeah, she's doing really well. She'll be back to nursery for another year. Slightly different from England. I know that from 4 you go into like reception, is it? Well, we don't go in here till you're, I think it's at least 4.5. So obviously Olivia's just turned 4, her birthday's in May, so she doesn't get to start primary 1 till next summer. So she's got another year of nursery, and James is coming on really well. He definitely had the biggest adjustment, I think, for me going back to work. Obviously he had spent most of the last 1.5 years stuck in lockdown with no communication, no interaction with any sort of age group. So it definitely was the biggest adjustment for James. Moving into childcare, obviously he goes to childminder now. It has been massive, but he has finally settled in, and we are going to take him out over the summer because we're all off quite a bit, but Craig's off quite a bit, so there's no point paying the cost for childcare when we don't actually need it. Apart from a certain days, we'll keep him in a couple of days here and there just to kind of keep him in the actual setting, and hopefully it won't be too bad adjusting back after the summer. It'll be better after the summer as well because Olivia will be back with the childminder, so hopefully he should settle in fine then. So yeah, that's exciting. He's doing really well. His speaking is coming on, his potty training is coming on. It's been a very long process with a lot of bumps, especially because obviously I went back to work and he had a big adjustment to cope with on that, and there was a couple of days where he had a cold, and that seemed to set him back as well, but he is getting there. Still not 100%, but doing amazing considering the fact that he doesn't really talk. He can't tell us, he comes running to us, and you know, he like holds his bits, so you know he's going to the toilet. So yeah, no, he's done amazing. I'm so proud of him. And yeah, that's it. So summer holidays is very much going to be about moving. We're not going any holidays. I wouldn't feel comfortable going anywhere holiday wise just now anyway, even if we could, but we can't. So yeah, and obviously like we did look at staycations, but they are just so expensive, which I kind of understand as well, but it's just too expensive for obviously us getting away to move, and I just figure we'll have day trips here and there. I'd really like to take the kids to Landmark, and we'll probably just have a day here and there, maybe taking picnics or things like that. So yeah, no holidays for us. Hopefully in the October holidays, that is the plan. We will have a little staycation in the October holidays once we're more settled in and things are a bit more of an even keel, because there's so much going on just now. That's partly the reason why I pulled back on videos. One of the reasons, because there's just been so much going on, and I've been really stressed. I've gone from stress eating during lockdown and furlough, and to stress non-eating, just not being able to eat because I feel so sick. I had that last week, and it's just one extreme to the next. As I say, just lots and lots of highs and lows. But we are doing so well and the kids are thriving. It's good to see them getting out more, doing more things, getting a bit more interaction with kids their own age, and seeing family and friends and all that, although things do seem to have taken a little bump and we are not quite going backwards, but certainly not moving forwards as we'd hope. Hopefully by the end of the summer we will be in a better position. I've had my first job and Craig's had both of his. So he had the AstraZeneca and he was okay, a wee bit fluey, and myself had absolutely nothing wrong with me apart from a very sore arm. It was absolute agony. So I think that is everything. I cannot tell you anymore, but I cannot think of any more. If you have any questions about anything, put it in the down bar below. If you've got any requests for videos, as I say, I will be doing an empty house tour that will be coming up soon, probably once we move in. I won't put it up until we're in. And yes, that's it, I think. If you've got any questions, hope you like this little life update. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you are new, please hit the subscribe button. As I say, lots more content coming up, and hopefully maybe a bit more vlogs eventually once we get settled in. But we'll see you the next time. See you later, bye.